talking on the phones.
Hey, what's up, gang?
Let me go secure for the game right quick.
Hey, what's up, gang?
I got it.
I think it's my fault.
For real.
What's up,
Keep the
gang?
rest.
Hey, I got that check to go.
I'm gone.
A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that car. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce.
Good drip. Good drip.
But she love you. Don't cut your.
Yeah.
Reynolds Da Vinci is white.
That's light.
Limited Louis, that's light.
Too light.
Rape in the city, that's light.
That's light.
LED, look at the lights.
Too light.
We the ones don't like.
Don't like.
But you look too light.
Too light.
Why even play with your life?
Your life.
Bank account looking like yikes. I went from feeling all kites to putting it in my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hanging and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat ain't no happy, but later I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money.
This is Madden 19.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Caught on the right side by Adams. And down he'll go at the 25. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Snickers, 66.
On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie Denzel Ward. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. On second down, Roethlisberger looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Burton, and he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now you get a look at Roethlisberger down on the ground, and you hope it's not the knee. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. First toss of the game here for the backup Barkley. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going to try and throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Barkley. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Here's Mack. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Malik Jackson there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch it now, Barney!
Here's Mack on the toss, and he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now Barkley. It's caught here by Adams. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a carry from Mack. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now Mack. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. They'll run with Mack. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A minute 57 to go in this 1st half. Back to Denver right after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, the coach is back. He made it through the first weekend. That's the good news, and he's going to regale you with stats and scores from around the NFL here in the early games in Week 2.
You think he questioned coming back for Week 2, having to work with us?
I think he did. He's just happy that he is far away in Orlando. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Detroit! No, check, Patriot!
They'll run with a 2nd-year man from Louisiana, Elijah McGuire. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And Lutz puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get to 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself. And
we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. To throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got a man, complete. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Adams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. The first NFL pick for the rookie Denzel Ward. And they are going to set up shop at the
We are all the way up.